I sit on the edge of an old rocking chair at the windowsill. The birds are chirping and my tears are falling. Drip drop into the abyss of my black coffee. I huddle my hands around the warm mug and I feel in colors like I usually do. Have you ever felt a color? I slip into a deep burgundy desperation to soak up the heartbreak, the only true place to be right now, to soak up the oxygen because I can still breathe, to soak in the wisdom of those who have cried out before against the ruthless fist of oppression. Patty wills my ears to open with her expanding radius of clarity. She assures me with all of her might that people have the power. I sit still while I pray we do. Marvin asks me, "What's going on?" With urgency, he reminds me gently that only love can conquer hate. The wailers shake the paralysis out of me. I get up, I stand up, and I stare straight into the eye of the fight. At that very moment, my mind lures me away like a flickering firefly. I chase it to an imaginary scene. What if our spirits had a choice before arriving on Earth? What if we were shown all that would be in store and were given a choice to enter this life or not? I ask myself with trepidation, what would I have chosen if I saw with precision the violence, the hatred, the confusion, the destruction, the suffering, the injustice, all inseparable from the joy and the love? If I saw it all, what would I have chosen? I consider all the shades of life I've seen before, from the splendid to the putrid. Moving images flash before my eyes, clicking and shining like an old projector. There they are, just like a moon river, the highlights and the lowlights aglow. There, inside a single breath, I could feel all the chords that make up a human heart, played all at once, equally exquisite and excruciating. I sink and I float. Suddenly, the singing birds remind me of where I am, and I return from that strange daydream, unsure of whether it's been a minute or 60. The question lingers. What would I have chosen? I inhale, pulling in a slow slurry of blood-curdling truth. George Floyd's cries for help echo in my throat. 8 minutes and 46 seconds of breathless pleas. Someone, somewhere, watched a pot of water come to a boil in the same amount of time. His heart screamed out for the love of his mother, no longer on this earth. Then, on a lifeless body, 2 more minutes and 53 seconds of murderous force. The human family falls to its knees, fingernails scratching the earth we share, face to the ground in misery and sorrow, moaning, leaking out the cruel infection that plagues us all. My coffee is stained deep dark blue, salty now from an ocean of tears. Somehow, I know that even all of the ugliness doesn't darken the brightness of the resilient goodness in people. All of the atrocities don't lessen the healing power of love. As Mandela said, people must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. I rest my hand on my heart center, both worn in and worn out, and I feel it. In the shifting groundlessness of life, the only consistency is the golden flame of love that lights everybody's way. On and on it flickers. All the hearts come and go, doing their humble part. The glimmer of humanity is always just enough to keep us going. Nelson felt it. George felt it too. Though we do, the flame never dies. So it goes. We carry on to feed the golden flame of love, the one true thing that lights the way, just enough to keep us going. Nelson felt it. George felt it too.